100% Chelsea, Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. This is my review. You haven't got Lawrence this week, unfortunately. He's at a family event. So if you want a review, you're stuck with me. Now, let's talk about the game. We'll go straight into the team, and obviously we played what was the stereotypical side. You saw Kepa in goal, Alonso and Dave were making up the right positions with Tony Rudiger and David Luiz in the middle. Obviously Jorginho in the regista position, Kante and Kovacic as the two in midfield, and then Hazard on the left. Two changes with Giroud and Pedro on the other wings, and automatically straight away we saw a change. Pedro scoring very early on, obviously Kante playing the ball through from his more advanced role into Pedro to allow him to score from a silly mistake, and the game kind of kicked on from there. We started well, we started okay. However, Fulham did eventually figure out that a high press does kind of stop us from playing our football. Mitrovic, despite not having a massive impact, was cutting passing lines. I thought we like to play those simple balls out from the back, and we had to move it about a little bit more with Mitrovic cutting those lines, as well as obviously I believe Setting was playing as another striker. That's what I was told by Jack from Fulhamish anyway. But we had to cut those lines, and to be able to Fulham, they played well. They did that job well, and it did kind of have a knock-on effect onto how we were playing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, obviously our match winner, obviously the guy who settled it all, has just gone past in the car, which is why Jordan, I've never seen Jordan run that fast in my life. He's obviously chased after him. But I think that today we were solid and we did what we needed to do. However, it was sloppy, it wasn't great, and Assad nailed it pretty well, saying, coming out of the game, you didn't feel that sense of joy that you kind of get out of a win sometimes. I was happy, there's no doubt about it. I was comfortable, we got the results, 3 points, that's all that matters. Like I say, I don't care if it comes off someone's arse when it goes in. However, we didn't have a plan B today, and I hope potentially what could be the plan B is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now, Ruben Loftus-Cheek obviously today came on, scored, settled the game and drove the ball forward, which is what we were missing. We were missing that sense of drive, I think is the case. I think it's a case of, we saw Kovacic come on, and yes, the passing was beautiful. Yes, it works out very well, but we needed someone to take the ball forward, to really run at that Fulham defence, and we saw it happen today with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a player who has the capability to do so and should be used as that option a bit more. Barkley has been playing well this season, there's no doubt about it. If you heard me on Love Sport Radio yesterday, I was speaking to them and they were saying that you could build a team around Barkley. Barkley's inconsistent. Loftus-Cheek isn't completely consistent. However, as a secondary player, as someone who can have a change and an impact on a game, I feel like Loftus-Cheek, that big lad, the person who can really manipulate the ball well and move it forward, like Jake was saying, we could potentially see someone who could really, really improve this side. And I think that's something which, we need. We need that completely different option in that midfield. We've got some fantastic players, and we've got a bounty of options. We're seeing these players like Kovacic, Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's Kovacic, Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek 3, Kante, Fabregas if you want to use him, Jorginho. That's 6 players for 3 positions. Obviously, rotation can be good. Obviously, December we have several games coming up for us. And it's going to have a lot of rotation, games every 3 days, to be honest. And we're going to need to see that. And potentially, this could be where we can develop and move forward, and where we can find that plan B. Obviously, January's rolling around as well. Maybe we can bring some people in to maybe just give us that little bit more of an edge and give Saudi those options. But today, I thought we were good. We did what we need to do. Ball did move slow. Yes, we agree with that. We've already covered that. I want to talk a bit about our backline now. Now, Rudiger, again, an unsung hero. Mark Mitrovic out of the game. He was very physical and powerful with someone else who is also very physical and powerful. If you watched the video a couple of days ago, you'll see we were debating whether or not Alexander Mitrovic could be an option at Chelsea. I believe he could. However, after today, it's a debate to be seen. Yes, he was lazy. Some people were saying, he wasn't really moving quick enough. But, we saw the physicality, we saw the movement from the guy who was calling for options, was very powerful with the ball, and was wanting to move that Fulham team forward. But Tony Rudiger was up to the challenge, a man which is a man mountain, I think we like to say. He's pocketed Mo Salah. He's now pocketed Mitrovic. Obviously, 2 completely different players. Salah, obviously, a very, very good player. Mitrovic, a decent player who's proven himself this season. But Rudiger was up to the challenge. However, as a defensive partner, again, I do not feel he quite edges it. I think David Luiz has been a fantastic servant for Chelsea Football Club. There's no doubt about it. A great player. Obviously won Champions League with us, and absolutely, he's astounding. Like a fantastic performer. However, at the same time, he does have lapses in concentration. His distribution today, which he prides himself on for the likes of Saudi, which is why he picks him, he didn't quite have it. He was sloppy again today, and for me, I feel like this is an opportunity to maybe see someone else in that position. If you look to build for a project, you look to build long term, and Andreas Christensen could be the player to do that. Yes, I understand he's not had a great season. Rotation, again, will be key to see if he's available and can do that. However, as a youngster, if you give him that opportunity to develop, we might see it. We've seen it happen with Loftus-Cheek. He's been developing. He's been slowly coming into the side. Christensen was a staple last season of that Chelsea team. Yes, he wasn't great after Barcelona away. However, he's 22 years old. This is something we have to really consider. A player which has the capability at that age can definitely push forward, and he needs to be given the confidence. The same goes for Hudson-Odoi. 1 goal and 1 assist against PAOK at the weekend. I'd love to see him play, because the biggest thing we were missing was those balls into the box. We were missing a player who would move the ball forward, as we were saying with Loftus-Cheek. If you had that on the wing as well, which we don't have with the likes of Hazard, with Willian and Pedro, someone who could just whip a ball in early, get it into the box. We had Olivier Giroud playing today, a player which is renowned for his prowess in heading. He's a physical player, can stand up to any of those defenders. And to be honest, Christie, Odoi, Lamar Shaw, and whoever the other centre-back was, let's be honest, yeah, they're decent players, but come on, Olivier Giroud, as much as he may be a second-choice striker, is definitely someone who could really, really push and really, really attack those players. In the bigger games, it may be an issue. Obviously, we've got Wolves, who are a team that play with a high press, and obviously we're playing Man City as well. And Wolves and City will get in behind us. That is something that they do. They've got players that can do that. However, today, if we've got those balls in early and we move the ball a bit faster, we can see what can happen with this Chelsea team. And I really think that this is something that is developing. Look, Sarriball, as many people like to put it, as much as I judge it in November, it's going to take a hell of a lot longer than that. If you look at what we were doing, we're going from defensive, lethargic football into this beautiful football that everyone wants to see. If people really want that football, they need to give it time. Also, Sarin is the backing from the board in the transfer market. What's happened, Josh? Who scored? Arsenal. 2-2 Arsenal Spurs as well while we do this review. But look, listen, Sarriball is going to be something which develops. It is going to be something which takes time. And to be frank, we need to give it that time. He needs another couple of transfer windows. Look at Guardiola at City. As much as I like to call him a fraud, all that kind of stuff, obviously I don't think that now. He is a very good coach. I have come to my senses. However, he was given backing, and we saw this team develop over one season and then go and march onto the league in the second season. This Chelsea side and this club is fully capable of doing that. We won the league on several occasions. There's nothing to say we can't do it again. We have players in the squad that have the experience of doing that, and they want to march on and they want to do it again. But listen, take each game at a time. See how everything develops. On to Wolves in midweek. We'll see you there. Make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social links are down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow my personal socials as well, and we can have a discussion about other stuff as well. But yeah, Lawrence will be back for his Wolves preview. But other than that, guys, make sure you subscribe. Take care. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.